Carina Press and HarlequinAudio present Diablo Lake, Complete Collection, featuring Diablo Lake, Moonstruck, by Dane, performed by Craden, and Diablo Lake, Protected, by Dane, performed by Tatiana Sokolov, and Diablo Lake, Awakened, by Dane, performed by Tatiana Sokolov. Diablo Lake, Moonstruck.
Chapter 1. The rising sun and a huge to-do list drove Kit from the bed in the guest room of her best friend Amy's house. Much better than the last 2 weeks on the couch at her parents' place, or the hotel near the hospital, several hours' drive away, where her father was recovering from a stroke several hours' drive away from Diablo Lake. Diablo Lake, the place she'd run from several years before, and still, no matter what, she'd always be from the funky little town full of witches and shifters in the middle of the mountains that had always remained her home. Her absence from town was officially over. Starting today, she would take over running the counter, the family-run soda fountain. That way her dad could do his job, which was getting better, and her mother didn't have to shoulder the stress of trying to help him and run a business at the same time. And while she was at it, Kit needed to get the shop back on track so her parents had an economic future, and, she supposed, she needed to accept that her future would look vastly different than she'd imagined it just 2 weeks before, when she got the call that her father had been taken to Vanderbilt by helicopter. Kit's groan as her feet hit the floor made her roll her eyes at herself as she stood, swaying slightly, trying to wake up. Coffee. Yes, that was a good first step. She shuffled into the kitchen and spied the huge pan of cobbler she'd totally forgotten about. Well, surely it would be far easier to get moving that first morning back than it would have been without cobbler. It was science, after all. Probably. She really didn't have time to look it up, but it sounded just right. She rustled through some drawers and cabinets and failed to find coffee to go in the coffee maker, or a bowl, so after a shrug, she simply spooned some ice cream directly onto the cobbler. Her people were pioneers, after all. She could manage this fine breakfast without all the fancy stuff. Amy's place had been remodeled, she thought as she looked around more closely. Nothing staggering, just a new coat of paint, and the stuff had been moved. Amy had a cute house. It fit her personality and lifestyle with the open floor plan. Once every 3 years, she redid a room to keep things fresh, but overall, the style was warm and sexy with deep earth tones and overstuffed furniture. Katie Faith wandered through the kitchen and dining room, spooning her cobbler and ice cream into her mouth as she hugged the pan to her body. And that's how Amy found her, with a wooden spoon and an entire pan of berry cobbler, half a pan of berry cobbler. One of Amy's eyebrows rose as she took the scene in. "Step away from the cobbler, Katie Faith." Kit hugged the pan to her body a little tighter. "Shut up. I'm a growing girl, and I need a good breakfast before I go to work. I also need coffee. You've remodeled in here and I can't find it. How can I eat cobbler and ice cream without coffee? I know who raised you to be a good Southern woman. Your mama would be so disappointed in you. Just saying." Amy snorted as she breezed into the kitchen, Kit in her wake. "Just because you know I peed my pants in kindergarten doesn't mean you get to be grumpy and eat all my cobbler without sharing." Amy went to the cabinet to the left of the sink and opened it up, pulling out a red canister. "I have coffee, and I told you I was going to redo the kitchen last month." "I won't tell anyone about the peed pants if you make me some. Coffee, not peed pants. I'll be your best friend," Kit said in a sing-song voice, and tried to look thirsty and pitiful all at once. "You're full of it, Katie Faith. Just so you know that I know it." Amy did that thing with her finger pointing from her eyes to Kit. "As long as you know it while you're making me some coffee." Kit winked and held the spoonful of cobbler her friend's way. "This is Sandy's cobbler, isn't it? I'm going to gain 5 pounds just being in the same room with it. I can't believe I missed the bake sale yesterday." "There's always another bake sale. It's Diablo Lake." Amy turned on the coffee maker.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?